We're on. So I'll be able to edit that out
All right.
or leave it on and people can laugh at me. But in
Yeah.
any case, the I mean, no, really though, we had to put it on the line in there. And I say we
Yeah.
because it wasn't just me. You put it on the line in there, and so
Oh
did
yeah.
everybody who came to
Yep.
class. And
Regardless of your rank, don't come in here if you don't want to train.
right, it didn't matter if you're a black belt or if you're a white
Yep.
belt.
Yep.
And then I had to make a commitment. Then, do I want to look pretty in the martial arts? Because I'll be candid, I already looked pretty with it. I could kick and look good, and impress people. Or did I want to be good? There's a difference
Yeah.
between looking good and being good.
Yeah.
Looking like you can handle yourself and handling yourself. And uh,
Just like there's a
yeah,
difference in being fast and powerful and knowing how to use it in a fight.
you didn't fight
You can
right.
be fast and powerful and whip a bag to death,
Death, right.
but that bag's not fighting
Right.
back. How well can you use that in a fight?
In a fight, right? Exactly. And so that
You
was
know?
probably that moment where I was interested in being good, not just looking good. The difference between being a bodybuilder and a powerlifter. The powerlifter is stronger
Yeah.
and more endurance. The bodybuilder is a lot of
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, bodybuilders can outlift me, but they can't outlift powerlifters. And the same way there, I can be the bodybuilder and look good in the gi and kick, and
Right.
people go wow, or I can actually be good. And I would have. That's when I decided I'm bacon and not egg.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
If
Here's
I
your
hope I
one.
answered. I hope I answered correctly for whoever asked.
I tell you what. At the end, I'll give you the names of some of the people that asked some of these questions.
Okay.
Here's one that's kind of changing gears a little bit. When you were kickboxing in the PI, who was your favorite ring girl?
I don't remember one. I don't remember a one. Did we have
Oh,
ring girls? You kickbox too.
the time that I fought, we never. When I fought Tom Daniels, there was no
There's
ring
no
girl.
ring girl. No, I don't think. I'm trying to remember. And I'm trying to remember in any of
If
my
there was,
fights.
it was students at that school
Yeah.
because we done that kickboxing match at a school
Yeah, you
on
and Tom did.
base to
Yeah.
raise money
For
for
Dare.
for
Yeah.
the yeah,
Yeah.
and I, I don't know.
Well, I remember in Angeles City, we go to kickboxing match and we see those other
By the
matches
way,
too.
that one got a lot of laughs on it.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. I can say this: I had attended, took some of my students, and we went to I was boxing or kickboxing matches in Southern California, in L.A. area, and I did have a ring girl who hit on me, so that was nice. She was wearing the Budweiser bathing suit, the Budweiser girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, that,
yeah.
that was a good feeling. I wasn't interested, but it was a good. It always feels good to know that a woman hits on you, I guess, But
Yeah.
yeah. So
All
I
right.
remember her best. Yeah.
Here's another one. What is your favorite memory of you and Soki from the time you met each other until now?
Okay, I got two.
That
Right?
would that
We
would
have
be
a
hard for
lot.
me, man.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
we got 40 years. So
If we'd only known each other for 6 months, I could probably tell you. But 40 years of knowing each other, that's hard to
yeah,
answer.
yeah. But I'll give two right off the bat that I know of that come to my mind. So I'll go with those two. I'm sure there's more, and I'll go like during the week. I'll be like, dang, why didn't I say this
Yeah.
one? But it's the first time. I think it's the first time we were sparring, and we were. I want to say we were doing an additional class, and I threw this jump spinning crescent kick. 'Cause back then I used to do a lot more aerial kicks. It wasn't until midway learning from you I kind of gave up on my aerial kicking and spinning kicks as much because it just wasn't as effective for my hands. So I kind of limited doing them. And I thought I whopped you pretty darn hard. I mean, I've known I put
You
down a
did
couple
walk
people.
me pretty hard.
I know before
I
that.
would have never admitted it that day, but you rattled my friggin' cage. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
This day and age.
and
I was like, holy crap. I mean, everything got dizzy and blurry for a minute.
yeah, and I remember, and I put down other people with that when I was back in the States, when I was training. And that's why I thought, oh, I'm good. That's how I looked at it. And then I threw that one, and my memory serves me right. I threw that kick, and I hit you so hard, I actually fell on my butt, and it got right back up.
I
And
don't remember that. I remember you spinning me around
yeah,
like a top. Though.
you actually spun like this, like But when you
Yeah.
came back around, you go, woo, that's the hardest I've ever been kicked. I can't wait for more. And you came at me
Yeah.
and like to destroy me, and which is what you started to do. Because when you take someone's best shot and they come back for more, that's a scary place to be in as
Yeah.
for me. And so after that, I'm just trying to survive. But I remember it because I remember putting down bigger people. I was 160, I think, at the time, 155, 160,
You were
something like that.
bigger than I was, I think.
Yeah, I think you were
And
probably
I was right around probably
145,
100.
150, 55
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe 155 or 160 myself.
Yeah, I was around somewhere around there, and you were pretty, yeah, and you were actually a little skinnier than I was because I think you're a couple inches taller than I am, and so I threw that to get you off me because we were going at it pretty darn hard,
Yeah,
and
we were.
I mean we were both like, okay, let's see who's better, you know what I mean, that type of thing.
Yeah.
'Cause I think I was pretty brand new. It's the first time we sparred. I've been going there maybe a week, and for some reason it was not a regular class. I mean, I think it was like a sparring class, and when you came around like that, I was just like, my word, man. Because I thought when I first went down, I thought, oh no, I wasn't trying to knock you out. I was just trying to
Yeah.
man up, if that makes any sense, so
Yeah.
I'm the tougher guy.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I hurt him. And that wasn't my, but when you came back, and you only spun one time, you came back around, you go, woo, wow, that's the best I've ever been kicked. I can't wait for more. And you coming back, I was like, for the love of God, he's going to
Yeah.
destroy me now, and which you commenced to do. So I love that memory because that memory taught me
Yeah.
a lot of things, and it's just seared in my brain, and I think it was a good bond for a friendship. A lot
Yeah.
of people's egos would have been, which would have hurt them, after I threw that and they got kicked like that. Like they would have just been mad, or they just would have went
Yeah.
down. You weren't mad or got down. You embraced it,
Yeah.
and that taught me a
I don't
lot.
think either one of us has ever been pissed off at
No,
each other.
actually, no, we never got. But it taught me to embrace when I got
Yeah.
popped, and
Yeah.
then you came back harder and more strategic, and so I got my tail whooped, and so it was a good learning lesson, great memory. The other one is I'm not going to say too much, but we were riding motorcycles. We were in a hotel room, and we were telling these jokes, and we laughed so hard.
That was one of the ones I was thinking about.
We laughed. I mean, we had tears coming out of our eyes. We were laughing so
As
hard.
a matter of fact, I was going to ask you one of those questions today. I was going to ask you, hey Ken,
Ooh.
what's the Mexican word of the day?
We were laughing so hard, man. I tell you.
And the thing about it was, you were sick as a dog, and we were laughing
Laughing,
and
yeah.
rolling.
Oh my God. I was in tears. It was hurting.
I will never forget that stuff.
Oh, that was.
That's the hardest that I think I've ever laughed.
Yeah.
We were tired too because we had actually. It was probably before we went and ate because when we ate's when you got food poisoning.
Yeah, but I think it
I
was
think
that
we
night.
just got off the road
Road, yeah. It might have been,
from
yeah.
riding all day long and got a room and
Yeah.
we were just laying there BSing with each other and somehow or another it went in.
And I think we did that for like 3 hours or 4 hours.
Oh yeah, man.
It
I
was-
mean, it
It was
Lord.
It was unbelievable. And I mean, I physically was hurting. We were laughing so hard.
Oh, yeah.
It was just one
Yeah.
after the other, and we were both just dying. I mean, it was
Yeah.
it was a great memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, great memory.
Well, that's probably going to answer the next question, which is, what is your most funniest moment with Soke?
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Probably that's probably it.
Yeah.
And it says martial arts and then otherwise. So otherwise, that would probably been
Yeah.
the funniest moment.
Yeah.
Martial arts, I'll let
Well-
you answer it. That's your question. Funniest moment martial arts wise.
Yeah.
I guess having something to do with martial
Martial arts. Yeah, we've had a few. I've got competing ones going on in my head right now. Boy, if I have to pick one, shoot. Man, we've had a few funny ones. I don't know why, because there's been a few where we've had to walk off the side and laugh at what we saw or what we're,
yeah. Yeah, and
Uh,
most of it's been watching other people fight or something.
fight or something. Yeah. Gosh darn, I've got some competing ones. Uh, I will say this much because I don't want to give out any names, really. It's because there's so many. There's so
Yeah.
many. Both are times when we've taught together, or I've done seminars for you, or in the
Hmm.
Philippines or in North Carolina. Um, and I don't want to give any names because we're just laughing. We're not trying to
Yeah.
demean anybody. But
I think one of them was in Charlotte.
yeah, one of them was in Charlotte.
Charlotte.
When
We
you came
had,
in, you says, "Hey, your boy's got all his gear on wrong."
yeah,
And,
I didn't have the heart to go up and say anything.
yeah, you just gave it to me. And Kara noticed it and came to you.
Yeah.
She didn't want to come to me with it.
I'm
And
not quite sure she wanted to come to me with it. And she barely could get it out of her mouth.
yeah, that was pretty funny because then they look over and it looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll say this though, he could fight. He fought,
Oh, yeah.
but it had to go
Yeah.
make him get his gear on correctly.
Yeah.
Uh,
I saw him wear a brown belt out that day.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And that was pretty hilarious. That was
Yeah.
funny. And another time we had a whole bunch of seminars going, and this one was to me pretty funny. And I think both at the times we were like, we just don't want to do this. It was a bow staff training session,
Yeah.
and we were both like, and we're like, we really gotta go help those guys over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that one too.
Yeah, it was one of those that you're getting ready to get started, and you're like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
is this where I want to put my efforts and time? But you're trying to find
Yeah.
a nice way out. And so we were kind of like, no, and which we did have other things to do, so it worked.
Yeah.
But it was kind of
Yeah.
funny because we both looked at each other at the same time, holding these bow staffs, and there's this whole gymnasium full of people, and
Yeah.
you're running the whole thing. It was a fundraiser, and
Hmm.
I came from Texas to help out with it. And
Cystic fibrosis.
yep, and we
Yeah.
were both looking at each other like, nah, there's this one.
Yeah. Yep. There's other things we could be doing.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna tell people, whoever listen to this, don't just do that to do it, especially if you're not a Don level, go through it. But at this time I'm a
Yeah.
seventh and you're a ninth, and we're like, okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah, they can have it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's an interesting one. What's your most quote unquote tearjerker moment in the martial arts? Something, I guess, it just really tugged at your heartstrings.
Yeah. Oh boy. I haven't had many. I got a couple I'm thinking about right now. Boy. Yeah, that one's kind of a more.
That's a serious question,
That's a
right
serious
there.
question right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
We went from laughing to
after
all
that,
of a
yeah.
sudden a really serious question.
to find, I guess I don't want to say any names because I don't, I don't know if that's appropriate or not. Because I got a couple going through my head to find out that there's people I know who are in their prime, uh, and then they pass and they're in the martial arts.
Hmm.
You know, I wasn't there to see it, but these people, and you
Right.
get the phone call on it, and you
Yeah.
get told by someone says, "Hey, you remember so and so?" And I go, "Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
best fighters I've ever met, or one of the best martial arts I've ever met." And then you're told, "Well, they just passed. Leukemia or
Yeah.
a heart attack."
Yeah.
There's been many different ones for that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of two in particular that I've known, and
Yeah.
one person I didn't know that well, but I got to meet and do a seminar under. The other person I got to know fairly well, and
Was that the one in Texas?
no, that's James Cox. That tugged at me, but it didn't. That tugged at me more in this way, like, dang, he's younger than I am. I better make sure I'm taking care of myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so that tugged at me that way. But no, the other one, this guy was in the military, and he was a second Dan, and he was, well, he didn't have a heart attack. He had his late 30s and had aneurysm.
Oh, wow.
That got him, yeah. And you're just like, that tugs at you when that happens. He didn't have a school, but he trained, and I trained with him sometimes. And you just go, wow, it can happen. You just don't know when it's going to
Oh, yeah.
happen.
Can happen to any of us, brother.
Yeah. But then,
Yeah.
but yeah, Cox had a heart attack. He was 55. That tugged at me in a different way. I knew him,
Right.
but not all that well, but well enough. And you got to meet him.
Yeah.
But the other people I knew a little bit, especially the guy with the aneurysm, and yeah, it kind of tugs at you,
Oh, yeah.
and in a way of that, boy, you just makes you kind of like, why,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I will say I've had a couple heartstring moments that tugged at my heart in a way that doesn't make the eyes water, but tugs at your heart. And that's when you
Mhm.
see somebody with severe disabilities who makes an achievement in the martial arts.
Yeah,
And,
buddy.
and that's
Yep.
that's always tugged at me.
That,
Yeah.
yeah. That just doesn't use, like you said, they just don't use a disability as an excuse.
Excuse, right. Yeah.
They're still out there
Yeah.
working just as hard as anybody could possibly work with their disability, and you could tell that they're legitimately in pain whenever they're doing it,
Doing it right.
and that it hurts them probably inside too,
Two.
but they're still out there
Right.
trying to put forth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That type
I'm
of
with you.
that type of courage just really tugs at my heart
Yeah,
and
yeah,
inspires me in many ways. Yeah.
yeah. All right, here's one. What is your favorite rank promotion since you've been in the martial arts?
That's got to have to be the last one. My
Oh, really?
promotion to ninth. Yeah. It's always hard. You always kind of look at, each milestone, but I think the biggest reason is uh, to know that you have. I probably shouldn't have mentioned this one. I should have picked an easier one. To know that you have the friendship and love of your Sokian friend and your brother to go all out like that for me and for Shihan. People don't know if they weren't there, but I mean, you had people come from all over, and you did something that a lot of people, and I've mentioned this to you, and Hanshi Ken and I have talked about it. He's been impressed by it. But you reached out to other people who promoted me in the martial arts and been involved in my martial art career and invited them to come out, and he came out. A lot of people don't have that kind of love. They have that kind of jealousy not to bring those people,
Right.
but they don't
Yeah.
have that kind of love for their student to bring those people in.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. And
Oh, yeah.
that is unbelievable. When he showed up, you brought some other students in that I've trained in other
Mhm.
places. You had Bill Wallace there, who came, and you knew he was my idol. You knew that in the 80s
Yep.
when we met,
Yep.
Uh, uh, yeah, that was and there's no way I can't repay you with gifts. I can't repay you with kindness, and there's no way I can repay it. All I can do is say thank you. That's all I have to offer, and that's the other thing that makes it so special. I have
Well, your
nothing,
friendship is repaid enough.
yeah, but I have nothing that I can. There's nothing I could do that can.
Well, you can't
You know,
purchase friendship.
no, you can't. No,
Friendship comes from the heart. True friendship comes from the heart.
yeah,
And, you know, some of the best, some of the best, I don't know how to word this, but payments, if you will, some of the best things that you can do to somebody is give them something that money can't buy.
right, yeah, yeah.
You know,
No,
and
and
what you give to me, money can't
no,
purchase.
it can't purchase. No, and
Yeah.
and so that's got to be. And I know it's maybe seems like to a lot of other people it's my most recent. It's also my last. So I mean I can't go any higher. And anything else I
Yeah, you
get would
will.
be honorary. Uh,
Yeah.
and but I mean the friendship and love from you out of that is I mean I had to so I had to get my composure because I was ready to get some waterworks going. It just it yeah. It's not like any other promotion where I've had where it's the ceremony and you're getting the belt and you're bowing and there's a cake at the end of it or there's other people shaking
Right.
your hand and any style I've got or I even like the simple ones I've had where here's your belt and bow and here's your
Mhm.
tea. I like those too, but it's that all that work that went in there for
Mhm.
Shihan and I. People don't
Yeah.
understand the work that you give for even the regular black belts. What work, even the other belt promotions, but especially black belts and above, the work that you provide. And this one you put out all the stops. I mean, there's so many people there for that. Uh, and yeah, by far,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's by far, yeah.
Well, we're going to go from that to this, the same person asked this question. After they ask your favorite rank promotion, they're like, "What was your worst rank promotion?"
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
that
guessing
that's
you
an
had one that you could
yeah,
do over again or
yeah.
something.
That's an easy one actually. When I took Tuncedo, we were only white, green, brown, and black, and in each belt though there were degrees. Is what they called them. So
Yeah.
it was one. It was white belt had first, second, third, and then you went to green belt. Green belt had first, second, third. Well, my first degree I passed with no problem. My second degree I did not, and it wasn't due to the techniques.
Which belt was it?
White belt second degree.
Oh, white
Yeah,
belt
I,
second.
I did not pass it, and it wasn't due to me looking poor necessarily. Sabanim done what he had said. He said I went and asked him, and I said, why did I fail? And he said because your nerves got the best of you.
Mm.
You're a good martial artist and you got good technique, but and he was right. I mean, I was overthinking everything. I was making mistakes. I was not on the game, and I hadn't. And I found at that age that if I want to progress in Tuncedo or any martial art, I've got to prepare better. Going to the dojo and having fun and kicking, acting like Bruce Lee in my bedroom is not
Hmm.
enough. If I don't want to get
That's
nervous,
fun.
right, it's fun,
There's a
but
difference in fun in going to the dojo and getting serious
you
with
get
shit.
serious with it, right? If I want to make sure I get my katas right, my kicks right, and any question thrown at me I have down, well then I got to prepare for those things. It's just not all going to come to me on that day. And so that was, I mean, who fails their, even back then, people didn't fail their second degree white belt, but I did.
That's like,
That'd be like an orange belt.
yeah, yeah. That's what I started to say. That's
Yeah.
probably, well, in their style, probably like your gold
Gold
belt.
belt, right. Yeah.
You passed your yellow belt, but you failed your gold
Gold
belt.
belt, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right. What about this one? Favorite motorcycle memory?
Oh, wow.
I know
Whew.
what. Well, mine would have to be one of two things, but look, I want to hear, and one of them involves you, and one involves my dad. But
Yeah.
what's your favorite motorcycle
That's really
memory?
hard because I got a lot of good ones. Shoot. Yeah, I got a couple. One is not it's not the time you came down there. We laughed so much. I got so sick that
Yeah,
the next day was not a fun day for me.
no,
It was the first time we went to Cherokee.
that was the exact same
Yeah,
one I
not the
was thinking
second, the
about.
first, right?
Yep,
And
that
and
was the time we got caught in the fog.
we got caught in the fog, and we also had every imaginable weather that day in the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yes.
It started out sunny, it got to
Yeah.
rainy, it got to foggy, rainy, and back to sun by the time we were getting ready to be done for the
Yeah.
day. And I mean, we hit everything, but it was still a good
Hmm.
ride, and
Yeah.
it's still a fun ride, and it was a challenging
Yeah.
ride
And that
because
whole
of it.
week we had a good ride too.
We had a
We
yeah
went somewhere different and
every
had
day, right?
such nice weather that whole week
Oh,
and
yeah,
saw some amazing views and
yeah.
yeah.
The rest of it was great. We rode everywhere. We went up the
Yeah.
mountain that goes into the Tennessee.
Yep.
Stopped in that area where you see the sunset. I mean, we went into Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
We rode that whole, Smoky Mountain area, and it was a
Yeah.
great, great, beautiful, beautiful area. I'd always heard of the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Smoky Mountains, but I never rode through there, and
Yeah.
it was really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
I would also say that though I don't want to bring up the past, the first one after my divorce was 2017. The first trip I took after that, was probably
Mhm.
it. I took I had that Indian Scout. If you remember the Scout,
Oh yeah.
and I decided I'm going
Love
to take
having a motorcycle right now.
yeah, and I decided I'm going to take it on a long trip. I'm going to push myself and take that one on a long trip. Not the Black Springfield I had, but the Scout.
Yeah.
And I took it all the way to the three rims, basically, of the Grand Canyon: the south, western, and northern rim of the
Yeah.
Grand Canyon,
Wow.
and back. Yeah, and just the healing of that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I went through a couple hailstorms. I went through some other really bad weather. I went through some beautiful weather, and the challenges of being healed by it and seeing certain things, and seeing the canyons and kind of praying on the Lord and meditating and taking that all
Mhm.
in was the other one. Yeah,
I tell you,
that was more of a healing journey,
yeah.
though, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
I'll tell you, and this is from my point of view, and I've got a strong feeling that you feel the same way as I do. For someone that is not a true motorcycle rider, they don't understand the comfort and the healing and just the peacefulness of taking a motorcycle trip.
Right.
Even if it's a day trip,
Right.
just
Yeah.
get just getting off, you, 2 wheels in the wind. I call it wind therapy,
Yeah. It is.
you
Yeah.
know? Sometimes I just gotta get away and get some wind therapy,
Therapy. Right. It
you
is.
know?
It is good, and
It's
you're
good for the soul, man.
right. It's good for the soul, and a lot of times I'm praying or I'm meditating on the
Yep,
Lord, but there's other times
yep,
I'm letting those thoughts that linger have to go away because I got
right,
to focus now. I'm in some
right,
twisties, or there's animals, or
right,
weather, but in any case, or I start appreciating the things I have in
yeah,
life. One, having a motorcycle, right?
yeah,
And able to go travel and see different people and see different things. It really, and like you said, it can be a 2 hour ride, it can be all day, a weekend trip, or a long one. But after that,
yeah,
I needed a long. So I took 2 weeks, and I needed a long trip to kind of get out, be on my own, encounter those things, if that makes any sense. Work through
all right,
that,
yeah,
and so that's up there with, and yours, of course, was just plain fun,
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just a fun time,
I've had
and those are
times,
important
man,
too.
where just getting away for an hour on the motorcycle just
Yep.
changed my whole day,
Yep.
you
Whole
know?
day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I'm very blessed that Judy, she doesn't understand motorcycle riding herself. She'll ride on the back with me occasionally, but she understands it's important to me. And
yeah,
there's days it's like, hey, babe, I just got to go and do a quick route here. So I'll just get on
right,
here, go by the dam. I think we went by the dam in the Corvette,
mhm,
rip around that.
yeah,
Hour later, I'm back home, and whatever was in my brain needed to be worked out is worked out.
yeah, yep, nothing like wind therapy,
Yep.
brother. All right, did you ever think about getting out of the military before you retired, and if so, why?
Yeah, I had uh, a couple times I had thought about it, and one was when I was at Edwards, and I had some people probably who said, "Hey, you're skilled enough. If you do this martial art thing full time and kickboxing full time, you could probably do something with yourself and in that route."
Mhm,
And I didn't really take it too serious, but serious enough. There's nights I contemplated it,
yeah,
but I was not willing to, when I looked at it and you look at the numbers that fighters actually make, unless you're extremely not just good, but you extremely hit the right promotions and the right people backing you, your chances of making a good living are slim. And
yeah,
I had 2 kids and being married, and I thought it's not about me, it's about them.
yeah,
And so I'll just keep fighting the way I'm fighting now. A
yeah,
match here, a match there, make a couple $100 or whatever it is,
and
and
that's
enjoy that, and then taking hops to full contact
yeah,
matches and going for it, because you're not because you train all the time and you do that and you're putting that your life there. You're not guaranteed. Now I think if you're single and you want to go for that, have at it.
yeah, yeah,
If you're going for that and you've already made a name for yourself and then you marry and you have kids, have at it. You've already established.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when your obligation comes way above your glory,
oh, yeah,
way
yep,
above it.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and you know what? Being a martial arts instructor is, to me, is falling under the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
you can go off if you're good enough, if you think you're good enough, and try and be a full contact kickboxer and try and make a living that way. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Just depends on how luck strikes you, I
Right.
guess. You know,
Yep.
same thing with running a dojo. Man, unless you're a really, really, really good car salesman, you are not going to make a living out running a dojo.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if you're a good car salesman,
Right.
you know, you can do it.
Right. You
But
can
to
do it.
me, whenever you get to that point to where you're making a really good living out of running a dojo, I mean a really good living out of running a dojo, somewhere along the line you compromise something that you used to believe in the martial arts.
Right.
You're compromising it to make a good living. And I just don't want to get in a position where I have to compromise my beliefs in the martial arts.
Yeah. The only way out of that is to live in where you want to make a good living is to live in a big enough city to where you'll
Yeah.
get that 0.001%. And I'm talking like a city with, a million people or more, where you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that 0.0001% who that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And they're willing to pay for it. But otherwise, if you don't live in a big city like that with a big metropolitan area, it's not going to happen.
And you pretty much got to be the only game or the only one of a handful of
like
games in town.
that do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's unlikely. So there is a compromise. It's why I've always preferred to teach on base or community centers
Oh, yeah.
or like I
Yeah.
have selectively. You
Right.
want to train, but understand. And I tell this to students all the time. If I'm not for you, I'll help you find where you want to go. I'm not opposed to that. But
Yeah.
understand, I train and I train hard, and we train hard in this school, and
And I
that's the way it
and I
is.
want to train. I want to train under my standards. I
Right.
don't want to have to sacrifice my
Standards, right? Yeah, exactly.
I, I want to just do it like Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
What was that song he
do,
had?
do
I've
it
done
my
it
way
my
or
way.
whatever. Yeah,
Do it
yeah,
my way. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah. Yep.
yeah. All right. How about this? Have you ever thought about just quitting the martial arts?
No,
Good answer. Me either.
that was a quick one. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Here's some. You're going to really like these. These are going to be quick. You got to give me a one-word answer on them.
Okay.
Who do you like the most, Batman or Bill Wallace? No elaboration. And I came up with these
Oh,
because I know you. Batman or Bill Wallace?
sorry, Bill. Batman.
Now, which would you rather be in real life, Batman or Bill Wallace?
Batman.
Okay. Bruce Lee or Bill Wallace?
Oh wow, that's a real tough one. Bill Wallace, because he was more real to me, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah, Bruce Lee as a
Lee or
kid.
Batman?
Bruce Lee as a kid, but
Yeah.
as a late teen,
As an adult. Yeah.
as an adult, Bill. Yeah.
I got you. Bruce Lee or Batman?
Oh, still Batman.
Pittsburgh Steelers or martial arts?
Oh, martial arts. I love the Steelers, but martial arts any day.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers or motorcycles?
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles or martial arts?
Martial arts.
Well, all right. Here's your last question. What are
Thank
your
God.
final thoughts? What are your final thoughts, and what advice would you give a karate student now training for their black belt? Because I know I've got some of my karate students training for their black belt, and they watch this podcast, and they would love to know the answer to that. I know, because they ask me for advice all the time,
Wow.
so I'm giving them a different perspective.
Right.
I'm letting you give them advice now.
So there'd be brown belt level we're talking about, or white belt level?
Well, any belt,
Any belt? Okay. Yeah.
as long as they're a Q belt level.
Q belt level. Yeah. Oh, well, let me say
What
this.
advice would you give to karate students that is anywhere in their training, whether they just started martial arts or whether they're up in a brown belt level of martial arts, but they just started martial arts and they're training and their goal is to get a black belt?
Yeah. Because my advice probably to a brown belt would be a little bit different than anybody else, but ultimately I would say something to all of them would have to be something like, well, I don't say something like, I'll give some advice I've had when I get asked that question. I guess I'll put it. This is how I've said it too. I'm trying to find a way that won't seem overly philosophical, but I am a philosopher, so I'll say what I've pointed out to other students before is what's the best way to see the sun? To look at the sun, or to look at where the sun shines? So look at where the sun shines. If you look at the sun, you'll be blinded. Sooner or later, or you're going to have to move away, or you'll be blinded, right? So you can look at the belt, or you can look at being an expert and being good at what you do. If you look at trying to be an expert and good at what you do, the belt will come.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at the belt, you may get the cloth around your belt, around your waist, but so what?
Yeah.
You got the cloth around your waist. If you want a black belt, I can tell you there's a lot of dojos out there. We both have seen it, and around the world, you pay your fee, you're going to get your degree, right?
Even in 90 days.
And right, yes, even in 90 days. Uh, but if you look, I want to be a world class martial artist. That belt you'll get that belt, and you'll
Yeah.
get more. And so that's the advice I give. If and I put it like the sun because it's true. I think if you look where the sun shines, you get to see everything, and then you get to appreciate and go for it. And I think a lot of people look at the belt as my goal, and it is. I don't get me wrong, but they
Mm-hmm.
forget to try to be good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
And and we've seen this. I've seen a lot of people who got black belts who got the movements right, but they didn't get the spirit right, and so they don't go to second, third, or fourth, or fifth dan
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't get the spirit of what it meant.
They don't get it right in the heart.
They don't get it right from the heart, so they drop right off. We've seen it a million
Yeah.
times. They drop right off, or the belt is the goal, and I've seen this too, and that's why sometimes I give the advice a little bit different for depending on the person. I still use that same philosophical thing, but I say this too. But I tell them but the way you and I train, and the way some other people, I want to say that we're not the only ones. I've met some other people who train extremely hard, but they leave those schools and us to go to the school that trains easier to get that belt,
Mm-hmm.
and then you meet them later. And I'm nice to them when I meet them. Oh, I'm glad you found your way. But you see
Oh,
them
yeah.
at a tournament or you see them at a seminar, and they act like they're much better than they actually are
Yeah.
because they took the easy way, but they feel like, oh, that the belt became their persona, not the martial art. And the reason why I say is we have to also remember, until judo came out due to Kano, there wasn't any belts.
Mm-hmm.
That you became an expert in the martial arts. The belts was added later as a way to reward and measure and to divide experts and non-experts when they would spar and fight and compete. It's to be an extremely expert, talented, world-class martial artist. And if you do that,
Mm-hmm.
the belt will come and it will be there for you. But if you go for the belt, I'll be honest, a lot of people I've seen do, they either drop out or they get the belt. Once they get the belt, they drop out, or they take the
Yeah.
easy way to get the belt, and then they walk
Right.
around like there's something special, and they
Right.
never really put in the hard work. So that's how I kind of look at it, and that's the kind of the little philosophical answer I give the people I've
Mm-hmm.
asked. I would say this: if they're a brown belt, I give that same stuff plus a little bit more. Don't
Mm-hmm.
quit now, because I've seen
Yeah.
so many good brown belts quit at that moment when they're almost at that precipice of getting that black belt. Don't
Yeah.
quit now. Yeah.
I had that happen to me in Charlotte, and I've had it happen to two really, really good karate students up here in Sparta. They
Yeah.
got their brown belt and quit.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've seen that not only with my system, I've seen that in other systems too. And I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get it either.
I don't get
I
it.
don't get. I don't. And I've even had it happen to me where people would get their first dan or their second dan and quit. And it's
Yeah.
like if you've went so, and I mean they get it from me, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. But if you get a black belt from me, you're going to earn that.
You're going to earn it.
thing.
Right. Yeah. You're going to earn it.
You
Right.
know, I'm not going to give it to you. I've never just given it to anybody without them earning it one way or the other and being well deserving of it. And I'm not going to start with you. So
Right.
you're going to earn it one way or the other. So if you had to put so much energy into earning something, why do you want to quit?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that just to me it just puzzles me absolutely to death.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get it either. I'm like you in that. I don't get it. Even if I don't even progress in degrees, right quick. So I give an example. You met Trey Bland when you came down when I lived in
Mhm.
Texas. He's a Kyokushin. I don't know what his rank is now. At the time, he was a third dan, and I was already a fourth in when I trained under him. Not when you came, I was a sixth. And you promoted me to
Yeah.
seventh then. But when I trained him, I was already I think a fourth in Goju. Yeah, I was a fourth in Goju at the time, and I can't remember what I was under you, but
Yeah.
I went and I wanted to get back in karate. I was working on my own, but sometimes you know you need a dojo. You need saddle time.
Hmm.
And Kyokushin's a tough art. It's not an easy one. It's not, I mean, they spar full contact, they drill really hard, and I like that. So I could have went to a lot of other places that I knew a lot of the guys. Some of them are good martial artists, and they're not
Hmm.
bad at all. But I wanted to go where the style was really hard, and I went and trained him for a year. Now he let me wear my black belt in there. I'm like, man, I'll wear a white belt. No, 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 you're gonna wear your black belt in here. Well, he
Yeah.
pushed me, and I just tell that to people that if you are, because what you mentioned, people just stop it. And he was junior ranking than I am, but I learned a lot. You can go to somebody else and
Mhm.
train under
Oh yeah.
them and learn.
Yeah.
Even if you outrank them, you can say, "Hey, dude, I'm humbling myself. I need to train. Will you train me?"
Right.
And he did, and he was super nice to me. No, you come in here with your
Mhm.
belt, it's okay. And they did a little bit differently, so I was always in the back. When they
Mhm.
bow in and out, and then when we train, I'd be moved up. But no, and then sometimes he'd have me come up there and teach a sparring class or
Mhm.
drills or whatever. Maybe once every 3 months, 4 months, and but we trained. And I tell the people, even if you outrank somebody, humble yourself, go in there and train. Don't
Yeah.
give up. Don't give
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I've heard so many people be like, well, my life's taken a different direction. I'm changing jobs, or even I've changed locations. You know how many times I've changed jobs?
I know.
Now, my overall job has been in the military.
Right.
But as well as I do, you can get PCS orders and go from one base to the other, and your job may change when you get to that other base.
Right.
I mean, it's going to stay within the same framework of whatever your career is, but there's different parts of that career. So your
Right.
job may change. And or they'll be like, I'm moving to a different location. Okay. Well, I've moved from stateside to overseas and from
Right.
overseas back to stateside and stuff, and I've never gave up on it.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah, I've never gave
I've
up on.
went
Right.
through divorces, never gave up on it.
Never gave up on it.
I
Right.
mean, I've went through almost everything, deaths and family, almost everything you can imagine, and I've never gave up on
No.
it,
Like you,
you
we've
know?
had surgeries. I never gave up on it.
Right.
And sometimes I'm,
Yeah.
I'm working on my own. Sometimes I'm teaching. Sometimes I'm learning
Right.
again from somebody else.
Yeah.
And and there's almost always that opportunity, even if it's just finding one other guy to work out with. I've had that
Right.
happen before too.
Oh, yeah.
When I
Yeah,
first got to die, I
absolutely.
was just finding a couple other people who wanted to work out, and they weren't interested in belts. That one was a green belt in Kaji Kempo, one was a brown, and I want to say it was Tunsudo. And we just and I was a black and goju was like, okay, let's just get together and work out. So we would meet it
Mhm.
once a week at the Hawk. They had this little aerobic room, and we'd go there when that was all over with, and we'd work out in the
Mhm.
evenings,
Yep.
and train each other and teach each other. Why? Because it was good for us. It was better than not doing anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like,
And I mean, we can take one of your students and use him as a prime example. Tom Mayo just got his
right,
black belt, what, last month?
last month, yes, sir.
He has been training in martial arts for over 30 years.
Years, yeah,
Following you all over the world,
right.
living all over the United States, and he has never ever given up on it.
No,
And he finally got his black
black belt,
belt
right.
last month.
Last month, right.
I
Never give
mean,
up.
that's
Right.
an inspiration,
It
in
is.
my opinion.
And he didn't take the easy way because he does study. I want to
No,
say he studies BJJ. So you can say, well, I'm done with
right,
karate. I'll do BJJ.
right,
But he stayed with BJJ. And there's a lot of other karate instructors he could have stayed with.
right.
He lives in close to a metropolitan area. He could have,
Mhm.
but he'll go try them. He's like, no, it's not the same. He
Yep,
he didn't want it easy, which says a lot. And
right,
unfortunately, we have a standard, and he's got to meet it.
yep,
And it's not all about punches and kicks. It's about martial spirit as well, and that's
yep.
considered part of that. But he finally got it, and you're right. I mean, if a lot of people, he's rare because most people would have quit.
Oh, yeah.
They
I'm gonna
do.
tell you, as a shodan, as a first degree black belt, Tom Mayo is probably one of the most inspiring people I know as a
Right,
shodan. Now you'll see people that has been through a lot. You and I have been through a lot, but I mean we're higher rank.
right,
You know, Tom just now after 30 years got his black belt.
right.
You know,
Yep.
he's a lower ranking black belt and he's never quit. That's an
That's an
inspiration,
inspiration, right?
you know.
He's
Uh,
never quit, regardless of the
yeah,
challenges, and he's been through those life
yeah.
challenges too.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't quit.
He's retired military,
He's retired.
retired from the civilian world.
Civilian world,
I'm,
right?
I'm telling you, man, you got to give kudos to Tom Mayo.
You do,
You
you
just
do.
do.
And I wish people would see that, like, well, I don't have to quit, and that's
Right.
and that's one thing I see
And
with
it's not always about the belt.
no.
If it had been about the belt with him, he would have quit.
He would have quit, right? If it was about getting the
'Cause-
black belt, or he would have
yeah,
taken an easy way at some
right,
McDojo, because he's in a
right,
metropolitan area, he could have got to a McDojo, and he
right.
would have taken an easy way and done that. But
But
it
it was
wasn't
about loyalty in his heart.
in his heart, right? And so he takes the hard way, and because of that, he's taken his beatings.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, he went to the ground a few times when I was kicking him in that leg. So
yeah,
he takes it. He took his beatings.
mhm,
And he went down to the ground a couple times when he made those maneuvers. And,
yeah,
my knee is still hurting a little bit, but it's getting better. But in any case, you're right. He's inspirational. I mean, so many
yeah,
people quit, and so many people quit when they have it better than that.
yeah.
And I don't get, and I
I'm,
don't understand that. Yeah.
yeah.
They
I'm
have it
telling you,
great.
he's got a story to tell if he wanted to.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that was the
All
last
right.
question, Soki.
Yep.
That was
We're done
creative.
for today.
I didn't know you get people to ask me questions, so that was pretty
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah. I'll just give you a quick heads up of some of the people that ask questions. Obviously, me.
Right.
Dan Heck was one of the ones that asked
Oh, did
questions.
he?
Tom was one of the ones that asked
Okay.
questions. Um, Shannon McKenzie, my
Okay.
Udanshan
Yeah,
claims.
you done shit,
Yeah, she
right?
was one. Shihan, Dana Carr asked questions. Just a lot of, and then some students and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh
So
wow. Well, thank
yeah,
you. I appreciate that. And yeah,
but I figured I'd reach out and give everybody a chance to put you on the spot. And you done good.
well, thank you very much, Soki. I appreciate it, and I'm glad our birthday's over. And next year, maybe we'll do something. I won't put you on the spot, so I won't get put on the spot.
Yeah, just remember, yours comes after mine. But it was fun.
It was fun. It was very
Fun
fun.
and informational.
It was sure fun and informational. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Soki, and
All
everybody
right.
out there. Please watch us, subscribe,
Yeah.
hit that button, pass it on. And we have a comment section. You can send questions on
Yeah.
there.
Or you can text.
Yep.
I mean, I don't care. I'll give out my phone number. You can text me and ask me questions.
Yeah. Ask questions
If
and
you want to give out your phone number, that's up to you. But, most everybody that I know of that watches this got my phone number. You can,
yeah.
hey, if
Text the
somebody
question.
wants to
Yep.
know something, text me.
Yeah. Or go to the
In the
keto.
next podcast, we'll ask it.
Right.
Or we'll answer that question.
Yeah. Or go to the ketokimiru.com
Yeah.
website and send an
Yeah.
email. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many ways to get in touch with us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I'll be getting this posted as soon as possible since I'll be gone the next few days. And I
All
look
right.
forward to next week, brother.
All right, buddy. See you next
Thank
Monday.
you, Soki. Us.
Have a safe trip.
Thank you. Bye.